Hey guys, it's Bouge here. We're going to talk about a build where we can use to speed farm T16 rifts. And this is a gold variation, so you're allowed to make use of getting a lot of gold from generation of the boon of the hoarder for that as well, with the gold items that you equip for it. So what's really nice about this build is that most Crusaders in this season, they'll be using the Aegis of Valor Heaven's Fury build with the Captain Crimson set as well. And this really keeps all those items the same. So you're using the same pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of your typical main build. And the only thing you're changing are just a couple of things. So we'll go over those shortly on that. But as always, if you guys like the Diablo 3 content and want more Diablo 3 content, be sure to like and subscribe to the video below. And let's just go into and talk about what the changes are when using this build. So here, when we're using this build, we're just keeping, like I mentioned, the Aegis of Valor and Captain Crimson the same. The change is using this weapon here is using the Flail of the Charge, and you do want as high of a damage roll as possible on it. Strength, cooldown reduction is good. And then what's good about this set is that this increases the duration of your steed charge by 2 seconds. And then anytime you kill an enemy, it reduces the cooldown of steed charge by 1 second. Also, there's a 100% increased damage while using steed charge and for 5 seconds after it ends. So this allows you to very quickly move through the T16 rift and kill as many elites and mobs as you can while moving really quickly through that. So we're looking at the shield. That's what allows you to get that full set bonus. And here you want strength, a crit hit chance, a cooldown reduction, and then ideally you get the Fist of Heaven's damage boost. And if wherever you can, if possible, you do want the Fist of Heaven's damage boost throughout any pieces of your gear for this, but it's not necessary. So when we're looking at the rings, because we're using to try and get as much gold as possible as well, and also increase the durability, we want to use the Avarice band. For the rolls here, you want strength, crit chance, crit damage, and then whenever you pick up gold, increase your gold and health pickup radius by 1 for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 30 times for that. The other ring I'm wearing is the Rachel's Ring of Larceny, and you want a high damage of increased movement speed as possible on this. 60% is the max. So whenever you fear an enemy, you gain that increased movement speed for that. For your bracer, wearing the Nemesis bracers, you want lightning damage, strength, vitality, and crit chance. So that way when you hit a shrine or pylon, that'll spawn an enemy champion. Lastly, for your amulet, you can really wear any amulet that will work for this build. Ideally, you have lightning damage on it, but here I'm just using strength, crit damage, and crit chance. You can also use a Flavor of Time in that slot, a good Squirts necklace as well. There's a lot of variety you can use for that. So now let's just go over and talk about the skills you're using in this, which allows you to really run through really quickly of these T16 rifts. So the first thing we're going to be using here is going to be Provoke, Flee, Fool. And what this does is that it causes all nearby enemies to flee in fear for 8 seconds. It also generates 5 wrath of each enemy feared. So this is essentially what helps you activate your Ring of Larceny, allowing you to gain that increased movement speed to really run through that rift. Your main damage output here is from the Fist of Heavens. You're using the Lightning Affix, which helps create additional fixture of lightning energy that deals additional damage as lightning damage, and then it generates additional arcs, creating a lot of lightning damage from that. Then Laws of Hope, Wings of Angels. This, when active, surrounds you and allies in a shield that absorbs up to 124,000 damage. And then it also allows you to run through enemies unimpeded and increase your movement speed by 50%. In the passive, it gives you life regeneration, so there's another speed boost. Steed Charge, Endurance. This allows you to get on your steed and ride through enemies unimpeded for 3 seconds. Iron Skin is a staple of most Crusader builds. Your skin turns iron, absorbs 50% of income damage for 4 seconds, and then while you take damage, Iron Skin is active, your move speed is increased by 60% and you move unhindered, so another movement speed boost. And Akarat's Champion Prophet, when you're in this champion mode, you get increased damage, increased wrath generation, increased armor, and the first time you receive fatal damage, you will return to be full health. And because we're using a two-handed flail, we want to use this heavenly strength, allows you to use that and wear a shield, and then you gain an additional damage reduction of 20%. Or you actually deal 20% less damage, but you do want to get that for the set bonus. Apologize for that. And then finally, you get 1.5% strength of every gem socketed into your gear. Long Arm of the Law, increased duration of active effect for all loss by 5 seconds. And then Indestructible, receive fatal damage, you gain increased damage, life per kill, and this happens every 6 seconds. Another get out of jail free card essentially. Allows you to really run through very quickly. And those are the main things on it. For the cube, what you would want is having the Dark Light, allows your Fist of Heavens to cast twice and deal 1,000% more damage. Gold Wrap on gold pickup, gain armor for 5 seconds equal to the amount of gold picked up. And then the Ring of Royal Grandeur allows you to keep both the Aegis of Valor and the Captain Crimson set bonuses to max capability on that. For gems, it's pretty flexible as well for what gems you want to use. I use Bane of the Trap, increased damage against enemies under crowd impairing effects, and also reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards of 30%. You can also potentially use Bane of the Powerful there as well, but Bane of the Trap is very strong. I use Golgook of Swiftness, gain swiftness with every attack used to attack say 1%, and dodge. Stack split 15 times, also cooldown reduction. This you can switch this one out as well for Bane of the Powerful if you want to test that out. If you feel like you need more survivability, you could put in a Esoteric Alteration, or potentially even the Molten Gizzard one, which gives you like a shield every time before you run to Elite. And then lastly, Boon of the Hoarder. This one, you have a chance killing an enemy causes explosion of gold. You do want this max. I only have a rank 25 right now, but I'm about to max it shortly to 50, so you get a 100% chance cause explosion of gold. And then when you pick up gold, you gain additional movement speed. So this is a very simple change that you can make to your primary build using the core Aegis of Valor Captain Crimson set. And once you make these slight changes, this allows you to very quickly go through T16 rifts and help you stack up a lot of gold in the same time as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave those below. And be sure to remember to like and subscribe. So thank you guys. You guys have a good one. Have fun speeding through all those T16 rifts.